This is for the ones who never gave up, the ones who kept showing up, even when the world said, sit down. This is for every heart that broke and still chose love, for every soul that said, I remember who I am. We are the tribe, we rise in truth, we walk in love, we live the proof. Clap your hands, let the rhythm move. This is our song, and we've got the groove. Oh, we shine. Together we rise every time. We are truth seekers, not because it's easy, but because it's right. We walk in honor, we speak in kindness, we love without apology. We are the tribe, we rise in truth, we walk in love, we live the proof. Clap your hands, let the rhythm move. This is our song, and we got the groove. Oh, we shine. Together we rise every time. We are family, not by blood, but by bond, by choice, by spirit, by the fire that never dies. We are the tribe, we are the light, we are the ones who remember. Say it loud, we speak our truth. Say it proud, we rise in love. Say it strong, we are the tribe. All night long, we shine, we shine. So today, we smile, not because everything's perfect, but because we choose joy, we choose love, we choose each other. This is our song, not sung, but lived every day together. We are the tribe, we rise in truth, we walk in love, we live the proof. Clap your hands, let the rhythm move. This is our song, and we've got the groove. Oh, we shine, we shine. Together we rise every time.
Turn video on.
Hey, hey, hey! Had to let Mike open up.
Yeah.
Center stage, Mike.
There you go.
Hope everybody had a good day. We thank God for our breath, our heart still beating, and another day to keep fighting the righteous fight. And part of that process is taking place. It's what you do when you get knocked down. You stand back up, or do you stay down, right? And everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face, like me and Mike would talk about.
Right. And we got punched in the face, right? But we're all strong. We're all going to rise together.
I think whoever shared that clip of Mike, I think we got it from, where did we get it?
Somebody posted it in the chat. It was from Bob Joyce
Okay.
channel, I think. Someone had posted it in that channel.
Thank you for whoever found that and posted it. If you got any more, if anybody has any more, let me know.
Yeah, send it to
I'm
me.
going to make some. It's hard right now. And that was hard. Just that 5-second clip. But we're still going through the healing process, everybody. So, and waking up and realizing what happens when the chief falls, right? Somebody else has to stand up. Other people have to stand up as a tribe. That's what makes everyone stronger. So that's why it was important for us to wake up and knowing who we are. Right? So we're going to talk a little bit about that and why that was important for such time as this. Losing a band member, right? The lead singer. Who amongst you is going to be the singer, right?
We all sing.
We all sing together. Let me go to share screen real quick. Hold on 1 second. This is a couple things came across my feed today via the algorithm, just like Frog News Network did.
Right. They just came across ours. Well, that's how we found one. We just started watching him and came across our feed, and we were just drawn to it. I'm sure many experienced the same thing, and the personalities just, it was our kind of people, right? And just hit home.
Hope everybody can hear this. So this came across my feed today. I listened to it as a 60-second clip, but the most important part of it is the first few seconds of the clip. Everybody's heard of the story wandering through the desert for 40 years, right? Well, when Tom Petty walked away or had passed away, it was 40 years that his band. And when Tom Petty left the band struggled because they didn't know who they were.
Yep. They didn't know how they would go on without him, right?
And they didn't know how they would go on without Tom.
But they did.
So we're going to play this clip right here. And I think it's a very important lesson in all this and why it was so important. We heard people saying, well, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? You know?
That's right.
Trust the process. Everything's is happening divinely.
It is.
Tom Petty never stopped writing, even when the world thought he had said goodbye. After Tom's death, the Heartbreakers were lost. For 40 years, they had followed Tom's lead. Every note, every show, every tour. Without him, they didn't know who they were. They refused.
Did y'all hear that?
Without him, they didn't know who they were.
Even when the world thought he had said goodbye. After Tom's death, the Heartbreakers were lost. For 40 years, they had followed Tom's lead. Every note, every show, every tour. Without him, they didn't know who they were. They refused to replace him. There would never be another voice like Tom's. But they still had the music. And when they played it, people still showed up. Not to hear someone be Tom Petty, but to remember him. In 2019, they organized a tribute concert called Tom Petty for Real. It was emotional. Stevie Nicks, Eddie Vedder, and even Bob Dylan sent tributes. But the most moving moment came when Tom's daughter walked on stage holding that notebook. She opened to the last page, and she read his words. Tell them I was grateful. Tell them I sang with all my heart. Tom Petty never.
And Mike sang with all of his heart, and then nobody's trying to replace Mike as the lead singer.
No, you can't. He was one of a kind, right? And always will be. But we keep him in our memory and we carry on. He will never be replaced. Can't replace him.
So as the remaining band members, we have to wake up and see who we are, and that's why it was so important. And how powerful we are as a collective. And that's the power and the energy that we got from the audience. And that's the same energy that Mike gave back. He gave his energy to a lot of people. A lot of positive, some negative, of course. We had some ups and downs, but he stood up. He never backed down, no matter what came his way. A lot of respect, a lot of love for him as a human being. Over the years, seeing him take all those hits and keep coming back, the comeback kid.
Yeah.
But there's something to be learned during this process. Is the message. Waking up to who you are. I can't fill Mike Penny's shoes. I can only fill my own shoes.
That's right. But we all of us, keep playing the music.
So we want to get into real quick, because we've had a lot going on. We're going to catch up on the news. Some people are going to get offended. That's just the way it is. But to offend a strong man is to tell him a lie. And I'm not trying to offend any strong men out there. So, but to offend a weak man, you got to tell him the truth.
Which will make him stronger. Right.
So either way, we're working on it, all right?
Yes.
Together. Either way. Where am I at? Wait. Okay, I did all this. Let me go down here. Hold on. So some people want me to talk about what happened today with Trump on 88. 8 times 11. 88. Right? But the other thing the algorithm fed me before we get into the news, and we're going to talk a little bit about the energies. Some people were asking, what is the Lion's Gate? What does that mean? So we're going to get into that. Here's the energies. Let me go to, I want to do the rate. I got to do what? Yeah, I got a lot to catch up. Hold on one second. Let me get to where we're at here. All right, we got Judge Shapiro in the front of the cameras today on all channels.
Josh said I would fall out laughing when he would say, "MK Ultra still kicking your ass."
Still kicking.
You're right.
Yeah, that's funny. Here's another thing. Let me play this real quick. Another thing that hit my algorithm today. I normally don't check who won the NASCAR races. I used to watch NASCAR. I used to watch baseball, basketball, football, die hard every Saturday, Sunday. That was me. But
Until you woke up.
here's a special win yesterday at Watkins Glen. We're going to show this because I've clicked on it only because I've wanted this. It just brought Mike to my mind. So I'm like, well, I'll check it just to see, because Mike probably would have checked it to see who won the race or see the clips. And just all I was really wanting to play it just to sit and think about Mike for a minute. And of course, you see number 88 on the car right there. We see what the number 88 on the car.
And Ryan Blaney is up to speed. He wants to convert this polling with victory to Shane Van Gisbergen around the outside. Go bowling it. The plan is underway, and it is on. Down to turn one. Blaney on the inside. Some walk up.
This is for Mike.
Blaney trying to keep Van Gisbergen out. SVG wants that inside line, but Blaney's going to lead him up the hill the first time through the S's.
SVG described the balance as, quote, decent speed. He said he gets close
Is
to
that
the
88?
but he just loses all of his grip.
No
And he feels
video.
like overall he is better than the
Around the outside. Go bowling it.
Oh, we haven't showed the video the whole time.
I just saw.
Did it go off? Did y'all catch all the other videos? Has it been just us up there?
Just
Or did it show Tom Petty? Huh. They kicked it off? Did y'all catch anything I showed? Or was it because the video shouldn't have came off? No video the whole time? Did you see video? You never see me share screen?
I just
Oh. Sorry, guys. We have an extra TV turned on for... Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
You forget.
Thank you. But my wife's staring at the TV, and she doesn't even realize I'm not showing anything. That's what's so funny, is she's staring at the other TV that my computer's hooked
I
up
was
to,
reading the chat.
and she's... All right, here we go.
Oh, she said not even Tom Petty. You're gonna have
Oh,
to play that again.
Damn.
Sorry.
Mrs. Sheepdog's on. She's asleep on the watch, guys. Here we go. Here's Tom Petty. I apologize.
Okay. Now we go.
That's why Mike was usually on. I have to have somebody to say, "Hey, Sheepdog, you can show your screen." And all right, here we go. I can't see the chat or nothing like that, so. Damn. All right, let me start the show over. Here we go, guys. So we can see this.
Never stopped writing, even when the world thought he had said goodbye. After Tom's death, the Heartbreakers were lost. For 40 years, they had followed Tom's lead. Every note, every show, every tour. Without him, they didn't know who they were. They refused to replace him. There would never be another voice like Tom's. But they still had the music. And when they played it, people still showed up. Not to hear someone be Tom Petty, but to remember him. In 2019, they organized a tribute concert called Tom Petty for Real. It was emotional. Stevie Nicks, Eddie Vedder, and even Bob Dylan sent tributes. But the most moving moment came when Tom's daughter walked on stage holding that notebook. She opened to the last page and she read his words. Tell them I was grateful. Tell them I sang with all my heart. Tom Petty never stopped writing, even when the world thought he had said goodbye. After Tom's death, the Heartbreakers were lost. For 40 years, they had followed Tom's lead. Every note, every show, every tour. Without him, they didn't know who they were.
There's the video. Again. Thank you, Mrs. Sheepdog.
Mickey brought it to me. I saw it.
Thanks, Mickey, for saying it in the chat.
Yes.
If I'm not showing video, if somebody could catch me in the chat, that'd be great, because I can't see it. I'm going to have to set up some more screens on here so I could look.
Okay, I'm looking at the screen now.
All right. Miss
Okay.
Sheepdog has her eyes on the screen now. Here we go. All right, guys. So check this out. This is because we were talking about Cardinals visiting and the spiritual meaning behind that.
Yesterday.
The Cardinal thing started with me personally for like 3 years ago. My mom lost her dog, Pearl. She was a crippled. My mom takes care of crippled animals. Like she prefers a dog that can't walk, like with no legs or something like that. My mom loves to animals like that. She lost her Chihuahua named Pearl, and then I was over there standing at the kitchen window with my mom, and there was a cardinal just sitting there staring at us on the ground. And I took a picture and I sent it to my mom, and she posted it on her Facebook. So my mom gets reminded every year about that cardinal.
Yeah.
So she reminds me. And then when everything happened with Mike, we did a Telegram chat. The cardinal there was a bird singing out. I didn't know what it was at the time because it was just, I'm like, wow, that's loud.
It was really loud.
Really loud. It's like it's almost right here by our door.
And it was.
And it was for a good minute. I let it chirp. And I was like, I know if I get up and open that door to crack it, it's probably going to fly off. Right? So I cracked it open real slow, and I got to watch it fly off so I could see what bird it was. And it was a cardinal.
It looked at us for a minute. And then flew off.
So we played the video about Jim Brewer and how when he lost his dad and everything, the signs that he's seen, and saying there's something more to this than just, a coincidence or
yeah, exactly.
anything like that. So there's no such thing as coincidences. So yesterday, this came across my feed today, and I was, like I said, I just wanted to play it, just to something I figured Mike would watch, check out, just to kind of sit and remember. And lo and behold, number 88 wins the race.
Right.
Yesterday.
Yep.
And today's 8/11/88. We were talking about it. This is the 10th year anniversary of Mike starting the show. Mike started the show 10 years ago to this date, exactly.
Yep.
On 8/11/2015, and 2015 equals 8. So you got 3 8s when he started it in 2015. So today is the 10-year anniversary of the True Seekers 88 when Mike started it 10 years ago. And then here we have number 88 winning the race of 88, winning this race mathematically. What were the odds in Vegas?
Right.
And who is Van Gisbergen? Never even heard of the driver. And wins at Watkins Glen.
It was all coded.
Mike finished the race.
He did.
He endured till the end. Even when the odds were against him, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he endured till the end. So Mike won the race. We could do comms on this too. We don't have to always calm the shit show.
Right. Right.
This is real life.
Like Negative 48 said, everything's coded, right?
Guess who was second place? 17. 1 and 7 is 8.
Yep.
There's 3 8s at the number 1 and number 2. Mike started the show 8/11/2015, 3 8s.
Yes. Not a coincidence.
88 won the race. King of the road. It says on the title, 88. All right. Somebody sent a song. Who's that? King of the road.
You can video it.
Hey, hey, hey!
And just pass it up.
Right.
We're going to talk a little bit about this reality TV show y'all are watching on the via the media, ABC. You got Judge Shapiro. Keep in mind, she had a reality TV show, same as Donald Trump, right? They all had TV shows.
Right. Like Judge Judy.
So we didn't play the energy video, so we're going to do that next. Where's that? Also, we're going to talk about the temple, the red heifers, and all that stuff. They disqualified the heifers, but they still burn them. So the Temple Institute is also talking about the temple. There's a lot of stuff taking place.
Just like it says in Revelations.
Just like it says in Revelations. A lot of people invested in that. In Palantir, they're winning. Their stocks are climbing, but only for a limited time.
Yeah. Cash out.
So absolute crush fest. If you bet against humanity, you're killing it right now. Think about that.
Right.
Who invested in Palantir knowing what they do and what it is?
Right.
That's the question, right? So we see the stock climbing on everyone who bet against humanity. This is what this is.
And they're going to crash and burn. Right? It's going to go up and then.
You see the trajectory over the last. This was August 6th. So that's what that really represents, is an enemy of the people. So we're going to get into a little bit of energy. This is from it's Lionsgate. We did cover it.
The layer of energy.
This is from DNA Awakening on YouTube. Please go subscribe to the channel. I'm just I got the clip. I've been watching this channel for a few years now. I watch it every now and then.
Energetic opportunity peaks on August 8th, called the Lion's Gate. This is when the sun is in Leo and the star Sirius moves closer to Earth and aligns with Orion's belt. This portal opens every year between July 28th and August 12th, but August 8th is considered official activation day. Sirius rises during the middle of the summer. Its energy forces opportunities for dramatic new beginnings. This is a time where new levels of consciousness are infused into the planet and also into each of us individually. So as this gate swings open, we are swept over the threshold, almost like one of those old movies where the bride is lifted up and carried over the doorstep as a symbol of the beginning of a new life. Also be aware that this powerful energy can make us anxious, moody, suddenly sad, and then blissfully happy. It can also make us feel fatigued on a physical, emotional, mental, and even soul-centered level. This energy offers a container of transformation that is shifting the cosmic ether. It's almost as if we are experiencing a severe and dramatic drop in barometric pressure. Our bodies will inevitably have to respond to this sudden change in atmosphere. So if you feel exhausted, emotional, have sleep disruption, and are simply sensing that for some weird reason, life is not status quo, remember to take time to recalibrate and nurture yourself during this somewhat jarring transition. In ancient Egypt, the rising of Sirius coincided with the flooding of the Nile. They viewed this as a gift of prosperity and fertility and revered Sirius so much, they even aligned their pyramids with its rising as well. There are also theories that the pyramids would act as transmitters, helping to amplify the energy of Sirius in order to channel and download its messages with greater ease. The Great Sphinx, with its lion-like qualities, also aligns with the Leo zodiac during this time of year. This alignment is believed to aid in the receiving of divine messages from both Isis and Anubis, the gods connected to Sirius. It wasn't just the Egyptians that revered Sirius. All across the world, from the Mayans to the Sumerians, Babylonians, and the Dogon tribe, there is a strong connection with this bright blue star. While our sun is responsible for beaming down light for our physical bodies, especially when it's in its ruling sign of Leo, Sirius is responsible for beaming down light for our spiritual bodies. This is why the opening of the Lion's Gate portal can bring awakenings and lift our consciousness to new heights. The Lion's Gate 8 to 8 portal is activated by the numerology of 8 eighths, the sun in Leo season, and the rising of the star, Sirius. This combination of energy opens a galactic portal that allows high vibrational energy to be sent to Earth, which we can all tune in and connect with. The Lion's Gate 8 to 8 portal peaks on the 8th day of the 8th month, but we are likely to feel the current of its energy before and after this date too. In numerology, the 8th day of the 8th month is a highly spiritual and charged time. The number 8 represents infinity, the infinite soul that we are and the infinite journey that we take. It represents the forever conscious part of our soul, the soul that has lived and will continue to live long after this incarnation. 8 is also the number associated with DNA activation, abundance, power, and higher realms of consciousness, making 8 eighths a super potent time to charge and clear our energy for receiving. The Lion's Gate portal is open from July 26th to August 12th, but most active on August 8th. This occurs when the bright blue fixed star Sirius perfectly aligns with Orion's belt in the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. When this connects with the sun in Leo, it takes on a whole new force of power. It can be intense and powerful, as well as beautiful and magical. The portal's opening is a time to manifest change and to bring our hopes to fruition. Being that the sun is in Leo, it's a great time to create and move towards a heartfelt vision quest. With Lion's Gate being activated, we can ignite our passions and lean into making them a reality at this moment in time. This year, Lion's Gate falls on the same day as the new moon in Leo. Sirius, which is the brightest blue star in the galaxy, which is known to be an extremely spiritual spot of the sky, according to ancient history and times. As the mystical portal.
You see, they're talking about Sirius, the Sirius dog star. That was the only dog that died on 9/11. Go look it up. The dog's name was Sirius.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah.
So it's all coded, even at 9/11, right?
Right. And Sirius is the Isis star too.
Sirius.
Right there.
Yeah.
You got A, B,
Sirius A and B.
and C.
Oh yeah, that's the.
Which is the brightest blue star in the galaxy, which is known to be an extremely spiritual spot of the sky, according to ancient history and times. As the mystical portal unlocks at the same day as the new moon, we will be in the midst of creating a new beginning for ourselves and in the throes of manifesting our dreams. Therefore, it's an extremely potent and magical day for everyone. The Lion's Gate is the birth of a new and undeniably heightened level of dedication to our ascension process as individual human beings, and also as a global entity. This moment is ripe for an uncomfortable but necessary acceleration of our spiritual growth. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Alice constantly changes sizes, which of course can be seen as a process of self-actualization. When she consumes liquid from the bottle that says, "Drink me," she shrinks. One might say that we've been in our "drink me" stage of our collective consciousness. Now, the Lion's Gate portal offers us the piece of cake that Alice eats and then grows exponentially. The Lion's Gate is the birth of a new and undeniably heightened level of dedication to our ascension process as individual human beings and also as a global entity. In numerology, the 8th day of the 8th month is a highly spiritual and charged time. The soul that has lived and will continue to live long after this incarnation. Lion's Gate is not just about numerology, but also astrology, and involves the sun in its ruling sign of Leo and the rising of the star Sirius. Sirius is one of the brightest stars in the sky and is known as our spiritual sun. While our earthly sun illuminates our physical world, which is an illusion, our spiritual sun illuminates the truth of our timeless soul. The ancients were very in tune with the star Sirius, as they believed it was the gateway to heaven and the home of higher vibrational beings. They believed the energy of Sirius carried highly advanced wisdom that we could tap into and utilize whenever Sirius was strong in the sky. Sirius rising at this time of year was a special and sacred occasion and marked the start of the new year in many cultures. The ancients would also observe things happening to Mother Earth as well. Lion's Gate can bring luck, love, positivity, and optimism. It will also add abundance to our lives as well. This energy will help to rid us of negativity and pessimism. The world will feel like it's our oyster and that we have lots to give or receive from the energies at play. Leo traits and the Lion's Gate. The presence of the Lion's Gate energy aligns with the heart center and embodies the Leo traits of courage, strength, and expression. This portal is sweeping all of humanity into our next phase, where the apex is centered on unconditional love. Of course, any birthing process is painful and exhilarating in equal measure. This one marks a graduation from now and into a new now. We are pushed to let go of whatever isn't serving our highest and best evolution. Whether that's toxic relationships, outdated ways of thinking, or the habit to downgrade our true purpose, we are all coming face to face with a reinvention point. The time is now. Understand that these transformative times are exciting. They offer incredible positive movement in soul growth and personal fulfillment, but they can feel turbulent and scary during the process. During the Lion's Gate activation, take care to allow yourself some downtime. Meditate and simply slow down your mind. This offers a calmer arena to experience changes. Drink more water to experience those benefits. Rest and unplug from devices when possible. Not engage in activities that you might find superficial or draining. The energy of Lion's Gate can connect us with the cosmic skies, galactic frequencies, higher dimensional beings, and our own intuition. It can also activate heart healings, the expansion of spiritual wisdom, and help us awaken to our true potential. Lion's Gate can bring luck, love, positivity, and optimism. It will also add abundance to our lives as well. This energy will help to rid us of negativity and pessimism. The world will feel like it's our oyster and that we have lots to give or receive from the energies at play. So what should you manifest? The best thing to bring into your life right now is anything that makes you happy. Leo rules the heart, which means that you have to connect to an endeavor or philosophy that fills you up with joy and love. If it doesn't speak to you on an emotional and passionate level, then it's not worth pursuing. It's time to get real about who and what you love. What relationships and activities are working for you? Do they speak to you on a soulful level? If not, then maybe it's time to disconnect from them and bring in a new project. Perhaps it's time to rejuvenate your goals and inspire yourself with different hopes. You can change the direction you were once on if you are motivated and want to make the change. The world and the future are limitless. You can create the life that you want, as long as your heart is completely invested in the dream. Your visions are bursting with enthusiasm and desire. Whatever you create will have wings to fly, even soar, and whoever you commit or recommit to will fill your heart up with love. Stay tuned in every day. You will become fully equipped with fifth dimensional conscious awareness, and you will exist in a state of love and never fear again for the rest of your current 3D reality. When you watch this DNA Awakening YouTube channel, and allow me to help you ascend from 3D to 5D consciousness, you will begin to live your life with unlimited abundance and prosperity through your new fifth dimensional divine guidance from within. God is within you, which means you are equipped to create the life of your dreams when you ascend to the fifth dimension. You, the awakened ones who are listening to this message, watching this video, and it's resonating with you, we can promise you that the higher self within you, the one who gave up their fun in the sky to incarnate on Earth, to help bring the truth of how to raise your consciousness and vibration to the fifth dimension of unlimited abundance and prosperity. As you stay tuned into this channel and follow our assignments and do your part by sharing this information with others, your mind, body, soul, and experience on earth will have no choice but to begin to ascend into the unlimited abundance and prosperity that you never knew existed, but will now happen for you because you are activating your 5D higher self that will begin to download all of your talents and skills that you have stored within you that have always existed, and all you needed was a channel like this to wake them back up and show you the power you have always had within. Thanks for watching.
I know there's some talented people in the audience right now listening. Don't keep your gifts from the people.
That's right.
You got to share them more now than ever. Right. So this is where the remnant is having to stand against the beast. Anybody following scripture, right? End times prophecy, because of that's what the pastors preached. So therefore it's playing out in the world.
So they can wake up. All right. Otherwise they'll keep looking for it. They've been looking for it forever. Every bad thing that came, they always referred it to Revelations, right? Thinking it was the Revelations, looking for the Antichrist. But it's coded. The Bible's coded, so it's not actual, but it's more of a spiritual about yourself. But they have to play that out, which help with the purging and getting yourself right. Right.
Right. So speaking of the end times prophecy stuff, the red heifers, right?
Right. Like in Revelations, it talks about the Antichrist will stop the sacrifice, right? So that's what they're showing.
So they were talking about, now they're talking about the red heifers ain't no good, but hey, you know what? It's time to build.
Right. So
isn't that the timing of
the sacrifice stopped?
The sacrifice stopped.
And that's metaphorically, right?
Right. The people said they seen videos of a burning of a cow, but they said they don't think that was the real thing. Yeah. So it's a lot of psyops, it seems like, going on. Yeah. Something's not right. But the Temple Institute declares it's time to build, as the road signs pointing to future temple go up around Israel. They're saying road signs are already out there showing to the site, but at the same time here in Turtle Island, we have, in the District of Criminals, we have them wanting to build a ballroom next to the White House.
Right. And then,
so, which kind of looks like a temple, because of the person that they're hiring to build that kind of architecture is the same architecture that you would see from the old ways. Right. And as per what they have in Israel too, some of the temples that what they have there. So it's a coincidence. I don't know if it's a coincidence that the Temple Institute is already declaring that they're ready to start building, and then at the same time Trump's paying for a golden ballroom.
Right. Yeah, exactly, with the 6 pillars, just like, yeah.
So are they doing that in D.C.?
They're doing it, yes, because that was like.
Is that where it was?
That's where. What was it? Albert Pike.
Pike said that.
That Washington would be the New Jerusalem. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that we know what the real temple is, our bodies, right? We're supposed to build up our bodies, our spirit.
That's why they say red pill, blue pill. It's red pillar, blue pillar. 2 pillars.
Right.
The temples. Right between the temple. The third temple would be the first eye. Yeah. The Empress would say, not the third eye, but the first eye.
That's right.
Okay, so we're talking about end time stuff, what they're playing out with that.
About Washington, D.C.
Yeah, well, right out the gate, D.C. Piro. I see this is coming from an X account called Vision for the Blind. It helps people see through the bullshit. I like their post. With all the problems in this country, and this is the first thing that she focuses on, the U.S. Attorney Bureau, we have a problem with anti-Semitism in this country. Like, I thought it was kids being trafficked, but I guess it's anti-Semitism is the number one thing for Bureau. So that should send off red flags for the people where her allegiance is to right out the gate. I went back and I looked at some old. I was like, "Who the hell is this woman?" And I realized that they were all in the mainstream, like the daytime TV
Yes.
arena.
Shows.
Actors, right? And here we have Judge Pirro, like, and Dennis Rodman, and then we have The Apprentice. We have Dennis Rodman and Donald Trump. We see how this is, Then we see. I went back and looked at Hegseth. Hegseth's been in the running psyops for years on Fox. He was even a Fox News host. He was just somebody, I guess, that brought in information, probably from the Pentagon, a friend of the Pentagon. I don't know. Then we have Dr. Oz, right? Remember all those years of Dr. Oz on the shows. So what we're seeing actors on a level. They're even picking from daytime TV, old daytime TV.
All right. State your name, please. Take off your sunglasses.
All right.
I need to see. Yeah, I need to see your eyes. Good.
Is that better?
Much better.
Cool,
I can
cool.
see your eyes. All right. The plaintiff is suing his former assistant for stolen money.
That's right.
Dennis, state your case.
I've been on my friend there here for 12 years, and sometimes it can be
So this is what the people are getting. It's a movie. It's a show, and some of the best actors or people that have gotten plenty of experience. And you got to ask yourself, why would Dennis Rodman choose to go on Judge Shapiro's TV show to sue somebody for $5,000 if he's a millionaire? So you're like at questioning, is that even a real case, And then we go over here where he gets fired by Trump, right?
Yeah.
Just like on Back to the Future, you're fired, 88.
That's right.
Everything's coded. So when we say you're watching a movie, well, they got all your favorite personalities. I even went back and tried to watch some old 1980s retro stuff, like commercials and stuff like that. And the first 5 seconds into remembering the 80s was a magazine with Trump's face on it.
Yeah.
And it said Fame.
Yeah. It sure did.
And I'm like, damn, even all the way back to 1980, you're subconsciously or somehow being fed
into your conscience.
Right.
Like it was preparing you, right?
Right. But over the decades, right?
Yes. So with Trump calling in DC, he announced an emergency, right? That means martial law in DC. And then he said, we might have the National Guard. And then Pete Hegseth said, well, we will have the National Guard. So if you remember back during COVID, after January 6th, after that, then they fenced off DC, right? The Capitol in Washington, and the National Guard went in there. So I believe all that already took place then. After that, you saw most of the people, the seats there was hardly anyone left. And most of the regular faces we didn't see anymore, or, something happened to them. And then you saw some new faces. So I think people weren't ready for that part yet. So now they're redoing. This is my theory, that they're redoing what happened then. Because I believe people are ready now because they're angry and they want justice. So they're reenacting what already took place.
Right. So So what the actors do is they hit the ABC and they get the talking points. They tell you it's for the safety of DC.
Yeah.
And they have 3,500 officers already, is what Trump said, which is a small military.
And they need more.
And he said, "Holy shit, y'all need more? Y'all have a small army."
Yes.
So you have to listen to
The
keywords and things that he's telling you. Everything isn't as it seems, and especially the excuses. There was no reason to bring in it to do this, except for today's 88.
Yes.
So when you look at that and you say, "Wow, this hasn't happened since January 6th," now you're seeing. But last time it was everyone was invited to DC, and then it was a Fed surrection, according to what we've seen. Still no accountability. Nobody's been arrested. Now we see it again. But they say it's because some guy named Big Balls got attacked. Well, who the hell is Big Balls? Are we for real?
Right. It was to lead up to this. Today.
It's like,
yeah. So that's what became the emergency, right?
Right.
But that's what they've always done. So they're kind of showing you what they've always done. That there's some kind of false flag, or maybe real or not real, to bring in something more authoritarian. So we're supposed to say, no, thank you. We don't need that, instead of, cheering it on. But
yeah. So Pam Bondi's smiling from ear to ear. She's smiling, signaling to
she's even laughing
to the ATF, and who else? But anyways, there's other things going on as well, talking about how the Department of Homeland Security is wanting all 50 states to require a gun permit.
Oh yeah, the red flag. What was the red flag law? Yeah.
And then we have Superman joined ICE. Dean Cain. There's Cain killed his what? Brother. So it's fitting.
Right.
It's fitting that Cain would join ICE.
He volunteered. Awesome.
He volunteered. Dun, da, da, da. Superheroes. Well, this is Dr. Phil.
Never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup. And all these hoes laughing like so funny. Just talking about the audience. Like they're laughing at her.
Did you say the hoes are laughing?
Yeah.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes?
Yeah.
I don't know what everybody's clapping for, but I think they seen the applause sign and clapped anyway. But after, I don't know. That was Dr. Phil. Dr. Feelgood. So, U.S. Homeland Security news. President Trump must issue an executive order directing that all states accept concealed carry permits from all other states.
We don't need permits. We have the Second Amendment. So, I guess another test.
So reciprocity carry, we should be able to legally carry in all 50 states with a permit issued by our home state, just like a driver's license. So that's coming from the Homeland Security news.
Yeah.
So you're seeing
someone said that Harry Balls was a Doge worker. That makes sense.
Harry. I didn't say Harry. I just said big balls. What?
Cheating said that, so I got that stuck in my head. Sorry.
Cheating.
You looked at me.
Cheating. Okay. Let's keep it moving. All right, so we're seeing let me go to today's, catch up with today real quick. Excuse the back. I'll open that. So time to build. We have a GOP senator changes child rape law after a relative accused of sex with a minor. So this was an 18-year-old accused of having sex with a 13-year-old pleaded guilty to reduce charges after the law was changed. So it's abuse of power. And
yeah, so they're going to show you that they're tyrannical, right? But they did all this back after 9/11, right? But people didn't realize that, and they consented to all of it. So they're going to show you, I guess, to wake up the rest of the people.
Jesus
Show
said,
how tyrannical they become. They can become. If you don't do anything. If you don't say anything.
right here. August 5th. This is a true story, guys. It sounds crazy, doesn't it? Like it's kind of blatant in your face.
Oh, yeah.
Now, GOP senator changes child rape law. That's just what? Like it's already not strict enough, and for someone to have the ability to change the law to even make it even open up our children for even more abuse in the future
Right.
by other criminals, sickos that may see this as an opportunity to move to your state, or where's this, Utah?
Mm-hmm.
So let me get this clip pulled up because this is an important story. We're talking about our children, right? So an 18-year-old in Utah who was accused of having sex with a 13-year-old avoided jail after the laws governing sexual offenses were changed while his relative was president of the state Senate. Senate President J. Stewart Adams confided to legislators that the law relating to his relative's case should be reviewed in a large bill that was passed in 2024, according to a report from the Salt Lake Tribune. Adams told the Salt Lake Tribune that some have suggested that this change was made to benefit the case I was made aware of involving the high school senior. This is simply not true. While the sponsor of the bill was aware of the case, I did not request the legislation and I did not intervene or give input on the drafting of the bill. Why it matters. The fact that the 18-year-old was related to someone with significant political power in Utah has raised questions over whether or not that the legislation was adopted in order to make the sentencing less strict. While the law did not apply retroactively and the 18-year-old was not charged with the new lower level crime created by the bill, they nonetheless avoided further jail time and were not required to register as a sex offender after the bill was passed. So what to know about SB 213, a 49-page bill sponsored by Republican Senate Majority Leader Kirk Cullimore, passed into law in March 2024, changing the sentencing rules over sex between teenagers, right? Prior to the bill passing, the 18-year-old could have faced a charge of child rape, a first-degree felony that would have required him to register as a sex offender along with a prison sentence ranging anywhere from 6 years to life in jail. Is it because his family member was a beneficiary of this? This should be investigated and to be determined in a court of law.
Right.
Or, I mean, it would be something to look into. But again, this case is important, but it seems like they're, while everyone's waiting for the Epstein thing, it seems like it's kind of exposing itself on a whole nother level. The rot, there's more horrific sexual abuse crimes that are being not talked about. You see what I'm saying? So,
oh, yeah. This is just bringing everything out in the open, right?
Right.
This kind of stuff's been going on for decades, for thousands of years.
So what people are saying, the mother of the 13-year-old told the Salt Lake Tribune, I feel like a law is the law, regardless of who you are, but that wasn't what was going on here. I feel like the 18-year-old just got special treatment and nobody was going to say anything about it. What happens next? Utah will continue to use the new law for sex offenses going forward for all cases. Okay. So we have that. We have an issue where Trump's calling the Epstein case a hoax, a Democratic hoax, total bullshit. And then we have Lutnick here, Epstein's neighbor, laughing, smiling like this is a joke. Like, does he know that? Like, I'd like to hear an interview where he's questioned about that, just to give him a fair shake.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to ask you questions about Epstein and what you've seen living next door to the infamous, the guy that's no longer here. Oh, and Virginia Guthrie, same thing, right? They're all dead.
Yes.
So that's it. So now let's laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny, right? Look, Nick. Those who laugh first, laugh last. I'll tell you that, Ludnick. So that's him. He's the man standing next to Trump, is good friends with Jeffrey Epstein and was his next door neighbor. Jeffrey lived on 9 East 71st Street and Howard 911 East 71st Street. And both of them, 71 and 71 is 88. Trump 88 on 911, Howard also on 9/11. Mr. Lutnick right here in the middle didn't show up to work. He showed up late. So he inherited a fortune because of what happened on 9/11. And he wasn't the only one that didn't show up for work that day. That's still alive today, right here. And you also need to know that the guy standing next to him, the treasurer, is Soros' right-hand man for 25 years. This guy right here. George Soros, Epstein, 9/11.
Yep.
Netanyahu, so on and so on. Which that's not even his real name, and he's not even. What's important are kids, right?
That's right.
People continue to take their babies and children to the allopathic doctors, aka prostitute pediatricians, and then they act all shocked when he wants to give their child 5 poison injections. Here's an idea. Stop taking your kids to known murderers.
Right.
Dr. Jane Ruby.
That's right.
It's kind of harsh, but
True.
right. So Shapiro, right? Shapiro, where was she at? Oh, going down. So Shapiro was given the talking points. She's on ABC right now, making her rounds all over, telling everybody whatever the narrative is as to why all of a sudden Trump wants to federalize the Washington, D.C., which doesn't make any sense, saying he has a constitutional right to do so, keep D.C. safe, even though that the crime rates have been dropping according to reports in D.C.
And remember, D.C. is the foreign occupant, right? So he's in charge of that square, right? That district. So yeah.
Also, after they passed the big, beautiful bill, they all took off to Israel. Here you have Mike Huckabee saying, damn, I thought you came to see me. Even out of his own mouth. Heck, I thought she came to see her dad, which was it at Sarah Huckabee, ?
Right.
And then you see down here, Huckabee going to Israel after the bill was signed. The governor of Arkansas going to another country for what?
Because the wall. She went into the wall. Yeah.
So I can't play this.
That's funny, though.
I can't play this.
That's Elmo. Elmo did that.
Can't play this. Get the point. They all took off to Israel right after they passed the bill. Gets the pinky ring. What the actual FU? I thought they said their vacation was to spend time in their home states. Y'all, we don't hate them enough. But it's getting close. So they all took off. They said they were going to go talk to their constituents and stuff like that in their districts. Yeah. Mike Johnson, he has a lot to answer to.
Right.
You don't even see them.
I think maybe some of them took off.
Yeah, they went home
October 7th.
This is Mike Johnson after the big beautiful bill.
Yeah.
We got Francis here saying the Bible doesn't tell Christians any such thing. So I guess the speech here is he's saying Mike Johnson delivered a speech at the Wailing Wall in Israel. Later adding that the Bible tells Christians to always stand with Israel, a nation founded in 1948. Doesn't line up biblically.
No.
Not in the sense that they're talking about anyway.
No.
So that's the point. And Christians are waking up saying, hey, wait.
Yes. Yeah, they didn't know that. They didn't know that part.
So, all right. You want to play that one? But while we're still on the subject, so it doesn't seem. In Broome County, sheriff was told to take down the Israeli flag that was outside of his office. Apparently, I guess he stands with Israel.
I think a lot of this happened right before October 7th because you could, if you were charged with, or you were going to be charged with pedophilia, you could go to Israel for protection. See what I mean? I think they took off them there, and then that happened. But all this is just disclosure. Most of all of this has already happened. So you'll understand what happened, and the people are ready for it because they found out a bunch more stuff. People are more awake, so they're ready for
some justice. Some one way or another.
That's right, but I think it's already taken place.
Right. Well, that's why they got actors.
Oh yeah, yeah. None of us would be able to talk the way we talk. We've been talking and sharing all this stuff if they were really still in charge. So.
Because the people woke up and realized who they were, and they used their voice to tell them, and you can't say nothing against stand-in.
In Broome County, Israeli flag.
So what they built up for us, they built it up not for us. It was for them, but it actually was for us. We used their infrastructure, right? Like the internet. We were at an age where we could share to across, even overseas, through the internet. So it was all to our advantage.
And disadvantage too, sometimes, because now they're cracking down on what you say when it comes to you can't talk about.
Yeah, but they've been saying that. How long did they say that they were going to about anti-Semitism, right? And people's been going strong and hard for
Afshar went on to say the sheriff's office will remain committed to the safety and security of the Jewish community despite the flag's removal.
What did
The
the
Broome
flag
County
keep them
Veterans for
safe?
Peace says, quote, now that the flag is down, Sheriff Afshar and county officials need to apologize to the general public. Sheriff Afshar, with the permission of the Broome County legislator, has turned citizens' property into a shameful display of acceptance of an Israeli-United States genocide in Gaza.
So they threatened months ago about if you say anything about Israel or the Jews, right? So
Yeah.
But that's when people got even louder. So nothing happened. So I think it was just to see who was going to keep saying, who would keep talking for what you know is right and calling it out, right? But nothing happened. It was just them threatening.
Kind of like cutting the wheat from the chaff, separating the goats from the sheep.
Right. That's right.
Separating the goat from the sheep.
Which one do you want to be?
Hold on there. Is that TikTok? Oh,
What?
that's what it is. Okay. Hold on, let me
Frozen?
yeah.
Here, I think it unfroze. No, it didn't. There you go.
Hello.
Can y'all hear us?
Sorry for the issue we had there. We're back. All right, let me go to share screen here. Go back to doing that.
Can y'all hear us?
Should be able to see it.
Yeah. Five. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that. Froze up.
Surely it wasn't the topic.
We spoke too soon. Right. It's okay.
No, surely it wasn't the topic. All right, so see, Judge DePiro talking about they're going to make DC safer, yada, yada, yada. All the talking points. But what we're saying is step back and look at it with your, instead of what they're telling you to think and believe, understand that it's unprecedented. There's something else taking place.
Think mirror, right?
Right. So there's something else taking place, which is a marker, 8/11/88.
Right. Like they said, it's going to look like they're coming for us, right? And it's the opposite.
Well, that's what it says about when it talks about the remnant. Maybe
Yes.
I should go over the remnant.
Yeah. Good idea.
I'm going to go over the remnant. So, because what?
She said 555. Can you see us?
Mickey? Yeah, we got drones. Now, we got Palantir kicking in. Hey, Palantir, go check on Mickey for us, please.
She said she's waving and jumping up and down.
All right. Let me go to. Okay. Right here. Let's play this. That way people can see what's taking place here biblically according to this video I'm about to. Whoa. Let me go over here. Here is the video. BB's upset that we're kicking his ass on social media. Right here. He says that they're losing the propaganda war. That's what most of your media, a lot of some of your fake MAGA podcasters out there. We're talking about like Charlie Kirk type people. So on and so on. Just, anyways, that's all the propaganda war. That's what's taking place here. It's an information warfare.
Yes.
It's a battlefield of the minds. So anyone, he's calling them bots or whatever. So just
there are some bots.
The stage has been set on so many levels, and it's playing out right before our eyes for those that are awake, that can see it. Not everyone's. Some people consider it a curse. Some people consider it they're grateful for being able to see these times, because you also have to see the ugly side, which is seeing people sleepwalk through it.
Right, and then be woken up.
Not realizing that this is the age of deception.
Yes, and that's when we can, people that are awake
7
can help those that
things
aren't.
Jesus said.
Because the way the church and the way that it was, the Revelations is talked about is more internally about yourself, right? So the way it was talked about was like horrible, right? It sounded like the most horrible thing you could even imagine. I mean, I used to sit there and think, oh my God. And then it says in the Bible, but do not fear, right? And I thought, well, how in the heck are you supposed to not fear? That stuff is awful. But now it makes sense.
Now it's making sense. So this is Grace Digital Work Network. It's a pretty big channel. They got 2 million subscribers. But this is for the Christians to be made aware of what's being played out so that they can take a stand, the righteous side, be on the right side of history. And here we go. That doesn't necessarily mean I agree or anyone else just has to agree with everything in this video.
Right.
Either.
About the remnant who will refuse the beast's mark. Jesus didn't promise his followers comfort, prosperity, or even survival. Instead, he gave them 7 specific traits that would define those who refuse the beast's mark. And by the end, you're going to understand why most people who call themselves Christians today won't make it. Trait number 1. They will flee when God says to flee. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Matthew 24:16. Wait, didn't I just tell you that the remnant?
So we're talking about fleeing. We're talking about the remnant. Let me get y'all a bigger screen
And
here.
where is the mountain? Right in the head. What was that? The mountain called Goth. Or I can't remember. Started with a G. That means your skull. It was called the Valley of the Skulls, right? That's your skull. So it was been interpreted wrong. So it put a lot of people in fear, right? Which we're not supposed to be in fear. It's the ones that have been doing wicked things. They're the ones that need to be in fear.
Hey, she said it. Here's my other banner for Mike. I'm gonna get that going because we've been running the other one for a while. Keep in mind, I got it at the bottom of the screen where you can send cards and stuff. For cards, gifts, and letters for Mike, Penny,
Yes.
Penny's family at 11020 Cleveland Road, Suite 102, Box 27, Garner, North Carolina 27529.
Right. Someone was asking about flowers. I was told today that we'd send it to his home address, but I have to confirm that's exactly where they want it sent. But to respect the family, not show up there or anything, of course. But I need to confirm that, and we're working on a gathering, right, of our tribe to do a farewell ceremony for Mike Penny in North Carolina for everyone that can make it to come. But we don't have all that put together yet. And once we do, Empress is going to put together a flyer, and we'll share that out to everybody, and we'll let you know all the details.
More updates coming later.
Yes.
Here we go. All right, we're talking about the remnant. Who will say no to the beast?
Remnant would stand and refuse to compromise? So why is Jesus telling them to flee? This sounds completely contradictory. Sometimes the remnant won't stand and fight. They'll run. And Jesus gave them specific instructions about when and how to do it. Here's what you need to understand. Sometimes survival isn't about fighting. It's about obeying. The remnant will have something that most Christians today have lost: the ability to hear God's voice above the noise of the crowd. Think about Lot fleeing Sodom. Think about the Israelites leaving Egypt. Throughout history, God's people have had to abandon everything familiar and comfortable to survive what was coming. They'll separate from organizations before they demand the mark. And here's what's going to be hard for most people to accept. Their obedience is going to look foolish. People will think they're overreacting, being paranoid, or losing their minds. Just like Noah building an ark when there wasn't a cloud in the sky. Just like Lot leaving a prosperous city that looked perfectly safe. Just like the early Christians fleeing Jerusalem before it was destroyed. But the remnant won't care what it looks like. They'll obey quickly, move in faith, and trust God's timing, even when it makes no sense to anyone else. Now, here's where this gets really intense. The trait that gives the remnant their supernatural courage. And when you understand what it is, you'll realize why they can't be controlled by the very thing that controls everyone else. Trait number 2, they will endure to the end. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Matthew 24:13. Now, I want you to really think about those words. Endure unto the end. Not believe and you're set. Not pray a prayer and you're secure. Endure unto the end. What does that actually mean? It means they won't give up when they're persecuted. They won't compromise when they're hunted. They won't break when they're starved, tortured, or completely isolated from society. But here's what's going to surprise you about trait number 3. Jesus actually told us who's going to hunt them down. And it's not who you think. Right now, though, I need you to understand something that's going to expose a massive problem in modern Christianity. Jesus said that enduring to the end is what saves you. But look around at Christianity today. What are people being taught? Your best life is now. Do you see the problem? We're preparing people for comfort. But Jesus said, salvation requires endurance through suffering. We're building a Christianity that's soft, shallow, and easily shaken. Exactly the opposite of what the remnant will need to survive. Let me give you a reality check. The remnant Jesus described will face physical persecution, imprisonment, torture, death. They'll face economic persecution, the inability to buy or sell without the mark. They'll face social persecution, complete isolation from family, friends, and society. And they'll face spiritual persecution, direct attacks on their faith itself. And through all of that, they will endure, not because they're superhuman, but because they understand something that most modern Christians don't. Following Jesus was never supposed to be easy. But here's what's really going to shock you. In trait number 4, I'm going to show you the one thing the remnant values more than their own lives. And when you understand what that is, you'll realize why they can't be controlled by fear. First, though, let me show you the third trait Jesus revealed. And this one explains why the remnant won't fall for the greatest deception in human history. Trait number 3, they will not be deceived by false prophets. Take heed that no man deceive you. Matthew 24:4. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Matthew 24:24. Did you catch that? If it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. That means the deception will be so convincing, so powerful, that it would fool even God's chosen people, if that were possible. But here's the key phrase, if it were possible. Jesus is telling us that there's a group who cannot be deceived. Why? What makes them different? They test the spirits. They know the Word of God so deeply that counterfeits can't fool them. They prioritize truth over popularity, even when that truth makes them outcasts. But let me show you how dangerous this deception is going to be. We're not talking about obviously false teaching. We're talking about supernatural deception, false Christs performing actual miracles, false prophets with real supernatural power behind them. And here's what's terrifying. The deception is already here. Right now, all over the world, people are following spiritual leaders who promise them everything Jesus never promised. Signs and wonders without the cross, prosperity without persecution, heaven without hardship. The remnant sees through this because they understand something crucial. If it contradicts what Jesus taught about suffering, sacrifice, and the narrow path, it's not from God, no matter how supernatural it appears. But wait until you hear trait number 5. I'm going to show you exactly who will betray the remnant when the final persecution begins. And it's going to break your heart. For now, though, let me show you the 4th trait. And this one is going to reveal why the entire world will hate the remnant. Trait number 4. They will not love their lives unto death. Whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. Matthew 16:25. And they loved not their lives unto the death. Revelation 12:11. Here's the key to understanding the remnant. They're not controlled by fear of death. And in a world obsessed with safety, security, and survival, that makes them absolutely unstoppable. Think about how modern life is built. Everything revolves around avoiding death. Health insurance, life insurance, security systems, medical monitoring, safety regulations. Our entire society is structured around the fear of dying. And that's exactly what the beast system will exploit. The mark will be presented as necessary for survival. Take it and live. Refuse it and die. For most people, that won't be a choice at all. But not the remnant. They see death as a doorway, not a dead end. They fear God more than man. Their courage doesn't come from this world. It comes from eternity. Let me paint you a picture of what this will look like. Families will be torn apart. They won't be able to buy food, pay rent, get medical care, or access any services without the mark. They'll be completely cut off from society, and they'll choose that over betraying Jesus. Why? Because they understand something that most Christians today don't. This life is temporary, but eternity is forever. They'd rather die faithful than live compromised. But here's what's going to be the hardest part of all this. In trait number 5, I'm going to show you who's going to turn them in, and it's going to break your heart. Because the people hunting the remnant won't just be government agents or religious authorities. They'll be the people who claim to love them most. Trait number 5. They will be delivered up and hated. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Matthew 24:9. They shall deliver you up. Who's the they Jesus is talking about? It's not just government officials or religious authorities. Family members, friends, fellow church members. Why? Because the remnant will be seen as the problem. When the world is trying to create peace and unity, the remnant will be viewed as obstacles. When everyone else is compromising for the greater good, the remnant will be seen as selfish extremists. The media will paint them as dangerous radicals. Religious leaders will say they're misguided fanatics. Even other Christians will claim they're taking things too far. And just like Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss, the remnant will be betrayed by those who claim to love them. Family members will report family members, all in the name of peace, unity, and the greater good. But here's what the remnant understands that others don't. This hatred isn't proof that they're wrong. It's proof that they're right. Jesus said the world would hate his followers because it hated him first. So they won't be surprised by betrayal. They won't be bitter about persecution. They'll see it as confirmation that they're walking the same path Jesus walked. In trait number 6, I'm going to show you what separates the remnant from everyone else. Trait number 6, they will be spiritually awake and watching. While the world sleeps, the remnant watches. While others are distracted, they're alert. While everyone else is spiritually asleep, they're wide awake. Look around you. What do you see? People completely absorbed in entertainment, social media, sports, politics, anything except what's actually happening spiritually. Trait number 7, they will refuse to worship the image of the beast. Ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Matthew 24:9. All nations, not some nations, not most nations. All nations will hate the remnant. Why? Because their allegiance will be to Jesus alone, not to global systems, not to popular ideologies, not to anything or anyone else. Now, here's what most people don't understand about the beast system. It's not just going to be political, it's going to be religious. The image of the beast will demand worship, and the mark will be tied directly to that worship. This isn't new. Throughout history, God's people have been persecuted for refusing to bow to the power of the day. Early Christians were thrown to lions for refusing to worship Caesar. Why? Because they're
Right. Doesn't that sound like what happened during COVID? Right? If you didn't get the poke, then
The hokey pokey.
right, people thought you were the problem, that you were putting everybody's lives in danger, and couldn't go into certain stores, right, unless you had a mask on, or I mean, it wasn't as bad over here. Some other countries you had to have that green pass, right?
Yeah.
That showing proof that you had the poke, or you wouldn't be able to go into any store, like over in Israel. You could not go buy anything or go into any store unless you had that green pass. And I think their entire state there had to have it. And I think they said 90% of them got vaccinated there.
Right. So, same thing happened in this movie 300, where they had the bow
Right
here at the end, just like it said in this video.
And the remnant fought back, right? They refused, and they refused to follow the orders that were ridiculous. And people fought in the
refusal exposed the lie.
And fighting all over the place for their rights, right? And the rights of their loved ones.
This isn't new. Throughout history, God's people have been persecuted for refusing to bow to the power of the day. Early Christians were thrown to lions for refusing to worship Caesar. Why? Because their refusal exposed the lie that everyone else was living. The remnant will do the same thing. When the entire world bows to the beast and worships his image, the remnant will stand, and they will be hated for it. But here's what's really going to shock you. They won't try to blend in to survive. They won't compromise to avoid persecution. They'll stand out and suffer because they understand something that most Christians today don't. Their rejection by the world isn't their curse. It's their confirmation. When the world hates you for following Jesus, that's not a sign you're doing something wrong. That's a sign you're doing something right. Here's where the story takes a turn that will give you chills and fill you with hope. While the world system tries to starve you, God turns on a protection plan he's been preparing for thousands of years. Revelation 12:6 tells us what happens. Then the woman fled into the wilderness, where she has a place prepared by God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Look at that line. A place prepared by God. This isn't just last-minute help. This is a plan God made a long time ago. A powerful and supernatural supply plan. Isaiah 33:16 gives us more details. He will dwell on high. His place of defense will be the fortress of rocks. Bread will be given him.
And feed was what? The knowledge. Like we all tuned in to all the different shows that was giving us all the information to clarify everything, right? To understand what was going on. Everything, this whole story is metaphorical, right? So we were given a place to be fed information,
Knowledge. Seeking. Truth seekers.
Right. And
Seeking
find
truth.
the Christ within yourself.
The straight and
find out
narrow.
who you are. Right.
His water will be sure. Bread will be given. Water will be sure. It doesn't say
Yeah,
it
they
might
said it
happen.
wasn't going to be a famine of food or water. It said the famine would be the knowledge.
Yes. That everyone would be searching for knowledge and understanding. And there was so many different outlets. I mean, some of it could lead you astray and some took you on the right path, right? But there was so much information available for you. There was guidance and help.
But it says it will happen. But maybe you're wondering, this sounds too good to be true. How could there be food and water from God in today's world? How could people who refuse the mark be fed by miracles? Let me remind you of what God has already done. For 40 years in the wilderness, God gave food to 3 million Israelites. Manna fell from heaven every morning. Their clothes didn't wear out. Their shoes didn't fall apart. When they needed water, it came from a rock. When Elijah was being hunted by King Ahab, God told ravens to bring him bread and meat twice a day. For 3.5 years of famine, Elijah never starved. God made sure he had food. There was a widow who only had a little flour and a tiny bit of oil. But God kept it going. It didn't run out. She, her son, and Elijah ate during a hard, dry time. And they didn't run out of food. One time, 5,000 people were hungry in the wilderness. Jesus took 5 loaves and 2 fish and turned them into a huge meal. After everyone ate, there were 12 baskets of leftovers. The same God who did all those things is still the same today. He hasn't lost his power. He hasn't stopped loving his people. But here's the best part. God has been getting ready for this very moment for thousands of years. Psalm 91 tells us about the protection God gives to people who trust him when the world gets scary. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Surely he shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. But this protection isn't just about food or a place to stay. Look at verse 7. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. God promises protection from harm. He promises to give you what you need. He promises peace, even when the world is full of chaos. There are even modern-day stories that show this is still true. Christians in underground churches in China say they've seen God do miracles. Some were in prison, but God gave them food and help. But here's something really important to know. This protection doesn't mean life will be easy. It means God will use the hard things to help you grow in your...
How does God free someone in prison if he's not physically here? It has to be through the spirit and the mind escaping that reality. And
there's messengers in the prisons that free people's minds. He uses anybody and everybody. Right?
So they had the prisoners are provided with 3 hots and a cot, right? What are they missing? That connection. Most find it because of this. The distractions of the world are very minimal. Just about every character in the Bible was in a prison of some sort. So what are they saying?
Right. Like he said, see, this is where things take a spin with me. So how and why did God allow the earth to become a human food farm? A human food farm.
Human food farm.
Like them eating people.
Oh, that's reptilian. That's a whole nother species, non-human.
But we were all asleep too, right? We didn't know these things,
right?
And so therefore we couldn't stop these things, or we couldn't get loud about these things.
So I'm not here to discuss really what God allows, what He doesn't allow. This video isn't really my. This video is just a video. It's just a idea of talking about the remnant. So we're not talking about the things that are allowed or not allowed and stuff like that. We can get into that, but this video is focusing really on the people and the different traits of the people to overcome the snare of the evil ones that we're talking about that eat people. The organ harvest and traffic children and women and men, all kinds of things, right?
Right, and we are the stewards, right? We're the stewards of all things. We were placed above all things. So that was our job, and it was our job to stop these things because we're in this realm. He's in another realm. He's all things, really. But yeah, that was our job. So we woke up to that and we're putting a stop to it. But people had to wake up.
We're here in the physical, so we have to act according to our sacred duty, which is to protect the women and the children. And that's not what's taking place. And the real lions have to stand up and speak up.
Right.
Staying tacit and silent. A lot of real silence is compliance. So it's really what this is about. It's the awakening of the alpha male and female to protect the children.
Right.
And stop what's been taking place since at least 1213, since the Pope took control back of the earth.
That's when
Peter lost the keys to the Pope. Pope's got control. Ever since then, we've been in
and they've been raped, pillaged, stole. Yeah.
Trials and tribulations.
And that's when the day the music died, right? Because everyone before that, there was 1,000 years of peace, like we talked about Tartaria, where people were happy and creative and used their gifts, right? And they were healers and all sorts of things. And then a cataclysmic event happened, which brought everyone's, I'm sure their, I'm trying to describe the word, what they had before spiritually declined, right? Because they went through some stuff. So, and then the church came in, right? And they took over everything. And people that were used to their traditions and their ways, they were told they had to be this way, and their way was wrong and conform. So really, all that really took place way back then. The church took over. You had two choices. You could either be a Christian or Muslim. That was it, or be prosecuted.
So the Bible said, "I will send you out as sheep amongst wolves."
Yes.
And wolves eat sheep.
Yes.
So there you go. That's, I mean,
faith. And that brings us to the third part of what happens. While you're dealing with doubts and trying to stay strong, the world will try to break your faith through hard and cruel persecution. Another result of saying no to the mark will truly take your breath away, both in how powerful it is and how real it feels. The eternal rewards waiting for those who refuse the mark are so amazing. They are worth any pain or suffering on earth. Revelation 24 shows us the first incredible reward. And I saw thrones, and they sat on them, and judgment was committed to them. Then I saw the souls of those who had been beheaded for their witness to Jesus and for the word of God, who had not worshipped the beast or his image, and had not received his mark on their foreheads or on their hands. And they lived and reigned with Christ for 1,000 years.
see right there,
Thrones.
that already happened. That's what we're talking about. 1213.
When the church came in,
Magna
and
Carta.
they really did behead all the kings and queens.
Yeah.
Of their rightful.
That's why they don't talk about the buildings or the castles.
Right.
And who really owns them.
Right. They
Or who
beheaded
built
them, and then they put their people in. Right.
Upside down world.
Yes.
Then they founded everything. Everything was found.
Right. And then they blew up some of them.
Yes, they try to
get rid
destroy
of
the
the
timeline,
evidence.
and they also try to rewrite history. Even in the church today, they think we're going into 1,000 years of peace that already happened. So therefore, they don't realize they're in the age of deception. That's why you see NASA with the serpent tongue, never a straight answer. Noah's weather service. I mean, we got all these different things
Right.
that are
Put it in your face.
biblical names and stuff like that. So we're just showing you this to show most Christians what's being played out as per the scriptures, which is the script that
Right.
they're using either to wake people up or to maybe guide them, or so they can see in these times and not fear, or so they know what to do in these times, know what to look out for, stuff like that. And it seems like a lot of people have tuned out and have tuned into some other timeline or outcome, and they don't realize what's really still taking place in the battle that we're really still facing going into 2030. Another pandemic on the schedule. So apparently they're not planned, but they're on schedule.
Which I don't like to take place.
Which, right.
Yeah.
There's too many people awake to it.
Right. Yeah. I think they're just is to wake people up, like see how many people, the reaction to what the public says.
Because it hasn't been successful. They've been trying.
No, not here. No.
The right to judge, ruling with Jesus. These are not just symbols. These are real
And when we say ruling with Jesus, Christ within.
jobs with real power
Christ within.
in Christ's kingdom. But it gets even better. Verse 6 tells us more. Blessed and holy is he who has part in the first resurrection. Over such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Those who say no to the mark will receive first place in the resurrection line, protection from spiritual death forever, a priest's job in God's kingdom, ruling power for 1,000 years. James 1:12 shows us more rewards. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. The crown of life. It's a special gift for those who stayed faithful even through death. But these rewards aren't just about crowns and thrones. Those who say no to the mark will also get a closeness with Jesus that others won't have. Revelation 3:21 gives us a picture of the greatest honor of all. To him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on his throne. Sitting on Jesus' throne, sharing his power, being part of his rule over all things.
And that's when you
This isn't just about
meet your higher self, right?
Yeah.
Because God is in the temple.
Obtaining the crown.
Yes. And your higher self meets him on the throne, and you stand in your power.
Right. So there's 5 crowns, right? One is the crown of life. I don't know if most people don't know that. There's 4 other crowns. What are the 4 other crowns that you can receive? Other than the crown of life, which is what they just talked about.
Right. Because most of us was dead in spirit, right? We were dead. Not knowing it. And when you free yourself, right, mentally, you become alive. Spiritually.
So when we see the movie 300, right, and we see this is just like the Bible, the book, Gideon, right? They only needed 300. So this is what they had to face. They had to face the same.
Victory will be complete. If you but lay down your arms and kneel.
This is all.
As you ordered. 300.
Where will you go?
So they
I hadn't really thought of.
So they wanted them to kneel,
Right.
right? Ain't that the same where we're headed into right now?
What we've been through, right? Having some listening to orders from another man, right?
Leonidas, your victory will be complete. If you but lay down your arms and kneel.
This is all.
As you ordered. 300.
Where will you go?
Come back with your shield.
I hadn't really thought about it.
On it.
Now that you ask, yes, boy. I suppose I'll head north.
North Gate.
North Gate.
Into the hot gates we march.
Choose your next words carefully. They may be your last as king. Bring the crowns and heads of golden kings to my city steps. Insult my queen. Threaten my people with slavery and death.
Into hell's mouth we march.
Oh, I've chosen my ones carefully, Persian. Perhaps you should have done the same. He leads an army so massive, it shakes the ground with its march. Earthquake. No, Captain. Battle formations.
Spartans! What is your profession?
This is where we hold them! This is where we fight! This is where they die! And these shield boys! Lay down your weapons! Give them nothing! No prisoner! But take from them! Come and get them! Spartans! Everything!
Lay down your weapons. Come and get them. Don't we have flags that say "Come and get it"? Come and take it.
Yeah.
So you see the same
And
battle.
they put what? Their armor on.
So you see the same battle
Oh yeah. This
taking
is
place
all
against the same.
metaphoric.
Lay down your weapons. That sounds like they're trying to violate their First Amendment right to
Right.
carry a shield and a
Because
sword. There, buddy.
The Constitution was a weapon, right?
See the
Standing
shield,
up for
the
right.
protection.
Yes.
Your breakfast to eat hot! No mercy! Tonight, we dine in hell! They are the hunters of men's souls. They cannot be killed or defeated. Not using mortals, immortals. This is madness! We'll put their name to the test. This is Sparta!
There's the bottomless pit.
You fight for your lands. Keep them. You fight for Sparta. She will be wealthier and more powerful than ever before. You fight for your kingship. You will be proclaimed warlord of all Greece, answerable only to the one true.
Y'all seen it? The beast. See the symbolism of who they want you to bow.
Answerable only to the one true master of the world.
Goodbye, my love. He doesn't say it. There's no room for softness. Not in Sparta. No place for weakness.
Spartans! Prepare for glory!
Only the hard and strong may call themselves Spartans. Only the hard. Only the strong. This helmet is stifling.
There is no glory to be had now! Only retreat, or surrender, or death. That's an easy choice for us, Arcadian. Spartans never retreat. Spartans never surrender.
There's the wolf.
It's been more than 30 years since the wolf in the winter cold.
Y'all see the wolf, right?
And now, as then, it's not fear that grips him, only restlessness, a heightened sense of things, the steady breathing of the 300 at his back, ready to die for him without a moment's pause. Every one of them ready.
We are with you, sire! For Sparta! For freedom! To the death!
To the spear.
All Leonidas and his 300 laid down their lives. Stairs! Judges respond. We fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the.
We're not taking the mark. Oh, and guess where this hits?
Yep.
This hits his ear, his right ear.
Right. Kind of like.
Force, frustrated by greed. It's an honor to have your side.
When we're all Greece.
It's an honor to have lived at yours. A single weak spot, and the phalanx shatters. My love.
Wish was simple.
The world will know that free men stood against the tyrant.
Single eye.
Remember us.
Where free men stood against the tyrant.
Exactly.
Free men. Freed men, free men.
Freedom.
Both real popular last names. That's about it. So that's where we're at right now in the movie. But here's the ending. I don't know if y'all know the ending. Here's the ending to the movie.
Why do you feel lost? Our fellows, nothing but staring you since we arrived. Remember us. As simple an order as a king can give. Remember why we died. We did not wish tribute, or song, no monuments, no poems of war and valor. We wish was simple. Remember us, he said to me. That was his hope. Should any free soul come across that place, in all the countless centuries yet to be, may all our voices whisper to you from the ageless stones. Go tell the Spartans passerby that here by Spartan law we lie. And so my king died, and my brothers died. Barely a year ago. Long I pondered my king's cryptic talk of victory. Time has proven him wise. For from free Greek to free Greek, the word was spread that bold Leonidas and his 300, so far from home, laid down their lives, not just for Sparta, but for all Greece, and the promise this country holds. Now, here on this rugged patch of earth called Plataea, Xerxes' hordes face obliteration! Just there, the barbarians huddle. Sheer terror gripping tight. Their hearts with icy fingers, knowing full well what merciless horrors they suffered at the swords and spears of 300. Yet they stare now across the plain at 10,000 Spartans commanding 30,000 free Greeks. Ho! The enemy outnumbers a paltry 3-1. Good odds for any Greek. This day, we rescue a world from mysticism and tyranny, and usher in a future brighter than anything we can imagine. Fifth Archman! Leonidas and the brave 300 to victory!
Victory. That's the end of the movie.
Better than anything any of us can imagine.
And that's all.
So that's what we get to look forward to.
Yeah.
What an awesome journey this has been, hasn't it?
Yeah. That's about it for tonight. We're going to go over some more stuff tomorrow. We'll see what takes place. A lot of things that are taking place. Just take note. But like I said, everything ain't always what it seems. Keep that in mind. Don't worry, though. The politicians are very grateful that the NFL has kicked off preseason games to distract the masses, so they will never, ever think to pull their heads out of their arses.
I think that's not already taking place because there was that guy that we watched that was covering about the casinos are going down, right? Because no one has the money to go to casinos anymore, right?
Same thing with Disneyland.
And Disneyland, they're prioritizing their money, which is a good thing, right? We're not just spending it like on stuff that doesn't matter. We're more focused on the things we need and not just spending it on stuff that really doesn't matter.
So what if I told you that no matter how much information you share with your friends about the corrupt government and our liberties disappearing, 97% just won't care until it's too late, and only then will they wonder how we allowed this to happen. So just keep it moving. That's all we got, really. All right, we'll get back into the... Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Just remember when you're all down and out about 5 a.m.
That's kind of low. All right, we'll end it right there.
Yeah,
Tracy, my dogs are growling, so we gotta get.
Yeah, she knows when it's time, when the show is.
She gives me 2 hours. And that's all, folks. We got more information to share with Mike Penny and tomorrow, so stay tuned. We'll also put that out in chat as we get everything situated. If you can still keep praying for his family, his kids, his wife. Going through the process, it's really hard for Amanda right now. It's a lot to have to deal with when it, especially planning things. There's a lot to on her plate right now. So she's needing help from the community, and that's what we're doing. So we want to thank everybody for your help and continued support. We will be back tomorrow, less than 48 to 20-something hours.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Love you.
Strong and true. He was strength wrapped in peace, a storm that brought release, forgiveness in his stride, grace he never tried to hide. He lived on the 8th of the 8th moonrise, truth seekers 88, his eternal ties. Red was his fire, his fearless hue, racing through life like the legends do. Wheels on the ground, eyes on the stars. He lived like lightning behind racing cars. He roared through the lion's gate, bold and free, a soul aligned with divine decree. The stars opened wide, the heavens knew Mike Penny's mission was pure and true. Truth seekers rise, the portal remains. His spirit lives on in our sacred veins. He called to the conscious to rise without rage, to lay down the ego and step on the stage of heart-led power, of masculine grace, of truth that flowers in the darkest place.